Welcome to the Candid Conversations podcast with the Grand Canions. I am Canion, your co-host for this journey, and I have with me my lovely co-host, aka my side piece, aka my girlfriend, aka my wife, Simply Net.
Hello. Welcome to Candid Conversations with the Grand Canions. Thank you guys for joining us on another Thursday night.
Why are you doing your eyes like that?
Like what? Okay, because I put lashes on myself and I'm testing them, so if my eyes get stuck, just come over here and pluck me open.
I just wondering.
What am I doing?
I mean, you like. I just wondering.
I thought I was being sexy.
Okay. All right, look, on tonight's show, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. But more importantly, we're going to talk about, coming up, we're going to talk about, I had a client who asked me how long they should date because the man just wants to kick it. We're going to give advice on that.
Okay.
We're going to talk about pillow talk. We're going to talk about, sex and getting it on,
Let's talk about sex, baby. Oh, I'm sorry.
You didn't let me get this out.
Okay, I'm sorry. You said sex, and I just got excited.
Okay. But first, I want to talk about things that make you go, So last week, Ned, you talked about 12 years a slave. You dated me for 12 years. And you went with me for 12 years, and I disputed that. I say it was roughly 7 years, 5 years. We got some discrepancy.
I could see you saying 9 or 10, but 7?
I mean, 7 years.
Okay, but go ahead. I cut you off. Okay.
But anyway, but some people misconstrued. They didn't hear the whole thing, and some people, they were trying to come for us, come for you, saying, she dumb, she shouldn't have been doing that, which in some people's eyes, yeah. But then I had to come back and tell them the whole story in that that we've been married 22 years. They don't know that. And that I never cheated. Happily married, never cheated. We built businesses together. I love you, but
even before we were married, we have built.
Yes. And so I wanted them to see the other part of it because you have a lot of people out there who are bitter. A lot of people out there, I said it, yep. A lot of people out there who are angry. And they think because you spent that time investing in me or me investing in you, they just think that I used you. And so tonight I wanted you to talk about, maybe in story time, you can tell them about how we got there. So I wanted them to hear the whole story of it. Cause I'm out there defending. I'm like, my wife ain't stupid. She got money. She got a good man who doesn't cheat on her.
I have a great career.
And got a great career and all this stuff. So I wanted you to speak kind of to that.
And I will say this right here. I know people, a lot of times they speak from hurt places. And so like I saw one comment and I stopped reading comments because I'm human and I like to cuss and I didn't want to respond with a cuss, because people don't know me. They just take one, a minute and a half, 2 minutes of my entire life and they go just say that I'm dumb. But I know that people, they a lot of times they project what they feel on other people. Right. And so I just to me, everybody that says that I'm dumb or felt like that I was dumb, I just said, they probably did something dumb in their life and that was a trigger. It made them think of themselves. And I left it.
That's powerful because that is very true. And, normally I get comments every day. People talk shit about me every day. You know that. Because I put out content every day. But no, when they come for me, I don't give a shit. You know that. But when they were saying stuff and what I would say, I don't cuss. I don't have to cuss about them. I come back in an intelligent way and say, well, they say, well, she wasted time. I said, no, she didn't.
No
I said, she's been married 22 years. And I said, she financially free. And I said, she got a loving husband. She got 2 2 kids, 6 grandkids. And when I began to explain all of that, I said, her investment paid off.
It did.
I said, is that your testimony?
It did. It did.
And so I just wanted to put that out there because, and here's why, because number one, I'm going to defend you regardless. I don't care who it is. But number two, a lot of people hear snippets, and we're going to give you, because we're going to be real, we're going to be raw, we're going to be relatable. We're going to tell the whole truth, even as we see it. Now, some of the stuff I see differently than you. My truth is different than yours. But I just wanted to bring that out.
I wanted to say, people judging me for my little, my little food stamp story, but they ain't telling that EBT story. You know what I'm talking about? You get caught up in my little paper food stamps, but everybody got an EBT story. Everybody got it. I was going to ask for an EBT card, but that's okay. I won't do that on here. But I'm just saying, people quick to judge you on things that they don't even know, but they let things about them just slide. So I got to ask you a question. So, I've been out there a long time and you just not coming back. Yes.
And this is what's waiting when you put your relationship out there. This is what's waiting for you. Some people gonna love you for it. Because a lot of comments, 80% of the comments were like, girl, we love you. That's what I choose. You're beautiful, all of those things. But you got the 20% who are miserable.
Okay.
It was one girl on TikTok. I looked at her and I ain't even comment. I was like, anyway, I didn't even give it the energy. But my question to you is to get the information out about a good relationship, not a perfect one that we've been through stuff and telling the real stuff. Does that deter you? No, it doesn't, because I feel like we have such a beautiful story. Our story, it goes back. We can say how long or what, but every year it has been such a beautiful, such great growth. And such great, we both have planted great seeds in each other. We've both helped each other dig up weeds out of our garden. It's been just so much. I mean, our story is, I think it should be told. I think people should hear it. I think it would give hope to a lot of people. People don't know that when I came to you, we were very young. When we first started, what people said it was a situationship. Well, it kind of was a situationship. And then they said we wasn't dating at first. I just knew you. They didn't say you was my mama. Yeah. Now I'm like, I had a mama. Now me and my mom was in. Yeah, that was yes. They don't know your mother is one of the reasons why I stuck by you. Yes. One of the conversations that we had very early on, really before you and I started dating, really. So why you be concluding that shit in the 12 years, though? It's we wasn't dating. Adele Givens said it best. When you F with me, you stuck with me. So when that first time, I'm only counting. I'm only counting the encounter. I'm not counting. See, what people don't know is that show Love is Blind. Yeah. That was us. We met and a whole year passed, and then we started talking on the phone. So we developed a relationship. Right. I ain't like you then. That's right. I ain't like you either. But we developed a relationship, like a friendship, on the phone before we ever got physical. Right. And so that's true. So there were a few months of us talking and getting to know each other without us even seeing each other. Do you remember the first time we did it though? I mean, I know we got it. First time we did it, I mean, you was trying to, you bumped your head on the headboard. But then you was trying to be all like, I ain't gonna make no noise. Why we gotta talk about that? But I'm gonna tell you what. So I had this, and this is not even what we plan to talk about tonight. We gonna talk. But I had this thing in my mind. So I had very low self-esteem. I didn't know that's what it was back then, but that's what it was. And I was never, ever, ever going to let somebody know that they were killing it. Yeah, never. Or I was that hard chick that I was never going to give a man a compliment. I was never going to I just wasn't going to do it.
You know, my dad, when I was young, he showed me what, like he used to do certain things to show you, see that I did this to show you how men are. And so men were not.
Did it to somebody else.
Yeah, this is when I was like really young, you know,
Right.
Before he got married, you know, remarried. But that's what he used to do. And so to me, men were dogs.
Okay.
And so give you a.
I mean, that's when they were going with you, but since I wasn't going with you, I wouldn't technically consider the dog. Technically,
no. I'm saying that was what was in my mind.
I just threw that out there.
Okay,
because you always be saying stuff. I just threw that.
And so I wasn't gonna let you hear me say, Yeah. So I held it in.
You tried to. Hey,
I held it in. I let that go to my toes.
I tore up some of my sheetrock. I tore up some of my sheetrock. I was like, if you ain't gonna say nothing, then I'm gonna just hit you in the head with my fist. All right, but
and then I was like, I will not call him. You know, because my friends had, you don't call a man after that. You wait for him to call you. And I was like, dang, this brother ain't called. But you called before the end of the night.
I did call. I called. So I just want to give him that part. But but this show that we're doing is about showing people what a good relationship looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Your relationship might be different than ours.
Yes.
But it is not without. It is not without disagreements. It is not without adversity. But you know what? Through it all, you have been there for me. You've been my rock through all of the stuff when I went through bankruptcy, losing my mother, losing my dad, and my brother, losing all of my immediate family. You've been there for me. And you know, I just thank you because of the time you stayed with me when things went bad. And you remember when you told me that God said, stay with him when everybody left me. And that is the reason why, that wasn't the reason why I married you. That was just another reason added into the basket.
I want to share. I'm not sure if I've ever shared this story with you in detail, but, you know, coming up, I didn't have a lot of rah-rah for me. I didn't have a lot of people cheering for me or, you know, pushing me to greater. I was kind of, I was allowed to be, I was just allowed to be, you know, I was never pushed. And I remember in one of our conversations on the phone when we were getting to know each other, you asked me something that I don't remember since I was a little kid, but as, you know, growing up, like teenager, young adult, I don't remember anybody really ever asking me and me feeling like they cared, you know, what do you want to do? And I told you, you know, I want to do hair. And that was something I wanted to do out of high school, but I was told that was a cop-out not to go to college. And so I didn't pursue it. And I told you, you know, I want to do hair. And you was like, you said, well, why aren't you doing hair? And the next week I went and applied for beauty school. And even during, and this was very, very early in our relationship, because I did hair, 32 years. I just retired a year ago. And so this was very early in our relationship. And an uncle said to me, you ain't gonna do nothing, but I don't even know why you in beauty school. You ain't gonna do nothing with it. And I was so used to allowing people to speak into my life, and what they spoke, I became. And so I stopped going to school because I believed what he said about me. I'm never gonna do anything with this. And I remember I came to your apartment one day and we were there, and you looked at me and you said, did you quit beauty school?
Right, I remember that.
And the look on your face, the look of, I don't know if it was disappointment, because you didn't know that if I had quit or not, but the fact that I felt like I was disappointing somebody that I cared for so deeply and who cared for me, it made me go and push even harder. I went back to school. I went back to school. I finished. Even when I started doing hair, and you had me do so many things outside of the box when you created that. And so I just appreciate you never letting me be. you never allowing me to be complacent or settle. I appreciate that.
Oh man, don't make me cry. I remember that though. I remember that.
Yeah.
So now the last thing before we get into some other stuff.
Okay.
So you've been helping, you've been coaching. You ain't been coaching as much as me,
Mm-hmm.
but one of the reasons why you got into coaching is because our relationship went awry about 15 years ago, about 16 now, after we got married and we were headed for divorce court.
Yes.
And we put it back together. And you'll hear that story on subsequent podcasts, but we put it back together. And my question to you, how is it now helping other people, you know, because you got that country wisdom. Like my stuff is like sometimes a little scientific mixed with a little, you know, personal development. But yours like country wisdom.
Got that side porch, that grandma, and
I'll be like, how you know that? Why you say that? And it be dead on. How you be doing that country?
I don't know. It's just something that's in me. It's just something that's in me. I don't know where that comes from. But you were asking me about coaching.
Yeah, no? About coaching. Like you've been now getting into helping other people. Because helping other people ain't easy sometimes.
It's not easy, but I feel like what we went through, it allows me to see every side of things, you know, a lot of different side of things, or like different sides of things. We went through financial, you know, we went through not being able to have conversation or communicate, not knowing the best way to communicate with each other. A lot of times people will communicate with someone how they hear, or, you know, the way that they speak and not the way the other person receives.
True.
That's something that you and I had to work on.
We did.
You know, you come in up here, but I receive down here. You are a talker. I am not. And so I had to learn to be more verbal, ask more questions. When it's a serious situation, you have to come in a little lower, you know, calmer, you know, not so.
I've learned
and
that.
So it's, I feel like a lot of what we've gone through, along with your intelligence that is so extremely sexy.
That's, you know, that's called sapiosexual.
I knew you was going to tell me what it was called.
I'm sapiosexual. I mean, you like sapiosexual. No, I just slawed because he braces.
But I think like that's just so sexy. That's one of the things that attracted me to you. Was your intelligence. No, you didn't have braces.
I just got these. So I just wondered. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you a chance to coach right now.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, okay.
So I got, you know, as I call it, Tales from the Crypt. These are my clients' letters or whatever. So you on the spot there. So let me go get the letter. Let me put on my trusty.
Let me go get it.
I got it right here.
Okay.
I put on my trusty readers.
Okay.
All right. And here's what it says. It says this. And I get these all the time. It says, "Dear Coach, I've been going out with a guy for 6 months. Initially, we spent a lot of time together. Lately, he says he's super busy and doesn't really have time. He says he's always tired. He does want me to come over and chill. I spend the night and go home in the morning. The chemistry seems to be great between us. I've talked to him about where the relationship is going. He says we should just go with the flow and see what happens. I'm starting to feel a little anxious about the relationship, not going any further. Help me. What should I do, Naomi?" The reason I'm asking you this is because, you know, you told the people you stayed in the game 12 years.
I did stay in the game.
Now, what would you advise them? Now, I know you wouldn't advise them to stay that long, which you weren't in the game 12 years and, you know.
I was in the game 12 years.
I mean, I just knew your ass for 12 years.
I might have been on the bench. I was on the team. I'll say that. I was on the team. I wasn't in the game.
So how would you coach Naomi?
So I like to me, that is not a one size fit all.
Okay.
For me, 12 years dealing with each other, we'll say that.
Okay.
That worked. I feel like if you and I married a day before we did, it wouldn't have worked. So for her, if she's so she's saying that he's changed.
Yeah, so you got to look now. See, and this is what in coaching, what I tell people: look at what the person isn't saying. So
She's saying she
telling you
goes at
something.
night. She's a booty call.
Yes, she's the pussy delivery girl.
She is the PDG.
She's the pussy delivery girl.
She's the PDG.
Okay. What else do you see in here?
I see in here that so read that first part.
It says, I've been going out with the guy for 6 months. Initially, we spent a lot of time together.
So I feel like with her, he's getting a little maybe bored. He has another interest. If they were spending a lot of time together in the beginning and he's backed up, then he's interested in something else. Maybe, it is football season. I don't know if it's the football, it's the playoffs. It could be the playoffs. But it sounds like to me that he is making her an option and not a priority.
Okay.
And that she got some good bloomer pudding because he be wanting that at night. So he do
good
like
bloomer pudding.
He like her.
What
bloomer
about
pudding.
what is that for the young people out there? Bloomer pudding. I didn't know what bloomer pudding was either, y'all, until she told me bloomer pudding. I said, "What the hell is bloomer?" She talking about that thing that you called me about. Oh, I got it.
So he do like so he has options. Seems like he has options during the day, but you're his option at night. And if you always say yes. If every time he call, you come a running, that's just what you.
So, what would you advise her to do? And then I'll give my take on what I told her to do.
The first thing I would tell her to do is to stop making those night calls.
Okay.
Stop making those night calls and see what happens. Give that to, stop. I don't know how often she goes at night, but if you stop making the night calls, then you'll see where somebody's heart is anyway.
Okay.
If y'all know not spending a lot of time together any other time, but those booty calls, I would bet that the calls may stop.
Okay.
Or he may just see that, hey, I like her more for just her bloomer pudding.
You think so?
It's a possibility. It is a possibility.
Okay. All right. So let's break down. I want to break down real quickly.
Okay. I was going to ask you, how would you handle that? What would you say?
So first off,
you say?
I'm going to read it again.
Okay.
I'll read. She says, I've been going out with a guy for 6 months. Initially, we spent a lot of time together. So what that tells me is, then I read the second sentence. It says, lately, he's been super busy and doesn't have really a lot of time. So I know that a man trades his time for the things that he values.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he valued getting something from you at the beginning. Now, because listen, even if he's super busy, I imagine that he was super busy then too.
Mm-hmm.
But what he did was he found the time to trade to be with you. Now, and here's the other thing that I noticed. I said, now he says he doesn't have a lot of time. He's super tired. I'm super tired. However, I'm asking you to come over and chill.
I ain't too doggone tired.
Exactly. So now I want to trade the time, but I want to trade the time in an environment where I get some out of it. I don't have to invest. I don't have to invest time being with you. I don't have to invest time going out. I don't invest money going out. Notice what I said. A man understands that what I have to do is anything of value, what I have to do is trade something for that value. Either I trade time, I trade money, I trade resources, or I trade talents. Either way, I'm trading something because I'm
trading talents.
He's trading nothing.
He popping that thing. Them ain't his talents.
Well, actually, no, not really, because now I'm talking about his talents might be I can build. I can build your engine and your car.
Because it take talent to pop that thing. Okay, I'm sorry.
But I'm saying that's his talent. I can rebuild the engine. I can paint your room. I may not have money, but I can trade that. But now I'm unwilling to invest in you. So what that tells me is I don't really value you. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
And so then I go into the letter, and then she says this: I spend the night and go home in the morning. What does that tell me?
He's not even feeding her breakfast.
Well, there's some oatmeal or some grits in there. What that tells me is, all right, now I got what I wanted, and you're free to go. Okay. it's transactional.
Mm.
It becomes transactional.
Mm.
Now watch what's going on. And then I want to
get money in it. I'm sorry.
Used to. Then she says the chemistry seems to be great for us because what he's doing, he's saying all the right things
in her ear.
And he's saying all the right things when it's appropriate to get what he wants. Okay. And then she's basing it on what they did early. And then then the thing that lets me know what it was, when she's asked him about the relationship, he said, let's go.
Let's see where it goes.
No, let's go with the flow. When a man says, let's go with the flow, let's just kick it. Hey, we know what we are. What he's saying is I don't want to change what we're doing. When somebody says, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. And I did a video about this. We are doing what I like us doing. No more, no less in what it is. There are 3 categories that a woman falls in. Freak, friend, or forever. Now, because she's fell into this role, what role you think she in? Which one you think she done fell in?
Oh, that's all they doing is she's in between freak and friend.
She ain't even a friend. She's just a freak. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. Go ahead, ask me the question. Go ahead, ask me.
Well, unfortunately, women, and I'm speaking to myself and about myself. We get caught up in actions more than we do with looking to see. When I say actions, the act of sex. If a man puts it down, if he desires us, we put more into it than, like, for a man. If a man call you at night, he calling you for what he calling you for. Let me get that thing. All right. He might cuddle with you a little bit, but you got to leave because he got to go to work or whatever. So, in the morning, but we will equate that with love.
Sure.
We will put, yes. And a man, he just basically dumped off. That was just basically what it was. He just dumped off. Hey, and you can go. But for us, it's most of the time is more. Like, we will look into it with much. He looked deep in my eyes. Oh my God! And we get so caught up in that act that we'll create a fantasy around sex.
You want to know why?
Because your multiplex some phantom diglyceride.
You trying to be funny. I know you trying to be funny because I be talking about it all the time. I know you trying to be funny. No, because of the hormone release.
Yes.
The oxytocin, yes. The bonding chemical.
Yes.
All right. The dopamine, the feel-good chemical. And then the serotonin, the calming chemical, because when he busts at you, calm, and you just fall into his arm and go to sleep. All of this chemical release is what we call a love cocktail. And this love cocktail creates an illusion, just like what you said. The illusion, you think it's love because you start to catch feelings, but it's an illusion. It's merely the release of those hormones. And so what happens is, but here's the difference between me and you. I brought this up because I want people to say, you might say, well, that was me too. Somebody say, well, that was you, but it wasn't you.
No, it was not.
There was one difference.
What's the difference?
The difference was I invested in the relationship.
Oh, you did.
You know what? When you needed me to pick up the kids, I did it. When you needed me to take you somewhere to pick you up or whatever, hey, do this for my mama, I did it.
Yes, I mean it was, yeah.
And so
even Chris, you invested time in my brother.
I sure did.
My younger brother. It's they don't know our story. People don't, and it's.
But that was the reason why I brought this story. Because a lot of people might say, well, you did that, but there was a difference. And that's why I brought out the fact that he wasn't willing to invest in the relationship. And investing does not mean just money, because at the time I ain't really had no money. I mean, hell, when you got in beauty school, I should come I get $20 from you every day. I'm like, yeah, I got to eat. Can I get $20? But the thing was, I invested my talents. I invested my resources, everything that I could do in that time.
And then I want to say, because people will weave in and out what they want from you saying, you know, when I was in beauty school, you didn't have any money, but you did. You were working, and you were putting every penny that you made into your business. Every single dime that you made, you seeded it into your business. So it wasn't like you were this bum out here using me, or you know, coming to get money every day. Like you were working hard, hustling back then, trying to grow something. And I understood that. That was something that I admired. That was another thing that I admired about you. My dad was a person who I feel like always wanted to be a business owner, have a business. He had the desire, but you didn't just have a desire or a vision. You always made things happen. And that was one of the things, of the very many things that attracted me to you. Like you were dedicated to a fault to me, like
to a fault sometimes.
You know. But I just wanted to say that when you said, you know, you would come by and get $20 when I was at the shop or when I was in beauty school.
Believe me,
that was because you was.
I done paid that back. I mean, we had that conversation recently. We had that conversation recently. I was like, and when I look at them braces that cost all that money, the car that I got last week, okay, I don't want to get in there, y'all.
Right.
I thought to myself what it cost. But anyway, but I wanted to break down that. So let me tell you the advice I gave her.
Okay.
I said this, and this is the honest truth. I said, it doesn't take a man long to know if you're wife material. It didn't take me long to know that you were wife material. I just didn't know if you was going to be my wife.
Right.
And I just didn't want to be in a committed relationship. And then like I told her, I said, let me tell you something. If it's been 6 months, and I normally never give dates, but this is the first time somebody going to hear me say how long. I often say, if something goes over 6 months and you have had more than 12 interactions other than more than you just at their crib, because you got to get to know the person on a deeper level. If you don't know the person on a deeper level, there's a problem with that. The problem is either he does not want you to know him on a deeper level, or you have negated to try to get to know him on a deeper level.
But how do you do that without seeming like, what's too soon to try to get to know somebody on a deeper level?
First date, but you don't interrogate them. Do you remember the question you said? You said, you kept asking me questions like, what's your deepest fears? What do you want to be? I was getting to know you on a deeper level. I started early. I didn't know what I know now, but I knew that the thing that made me like you, remember I told you, I like you kind of deep. Because we would talk about stuff. I said, well, what's your fear? What are your fears? What are your desires? What do you want to be? I'm good. Before I ever knew what subconscious questions were, before I created subconscious questions, I was asking them. That's what made me like you. That's what helped me get to know you. That's what, when I would ask you about, and you would talk about your childhood and what people would say about you, and when you got pregnant and you were saying, I'm an entertainer, but nobody fed me, spoke into my life. Those were the things that I liked. That's how I got to. So I started those questions when?
When we was going together.
Oh yeah, no, I started before we started going together. But that's how I was asking subconscious questions long before I knew what they were.
And I'm gonna tell you what, I didn't, of course, neither one of us knew about a subconscious question, but I liked that because I felt like you cared. And so that was another reason why you was my boyfriend in my mind. No, but I'm saying
in your mind.
Yeah, because
that's the first time you done said in your mind.
Because you say one thing, I say one thing. I'll take whatever. But I know you. We'll talk about that when we say cut. You made me forget what I was saying, sir.
No, you talking about, I was your boyfriend, you my boyfriend. That's the thing I liked about you and all that. Man.
Oh, is that what were you just saying?
I was saying I was asking subconscious questions.
Oh, because you asked me questions. And for a woman in my position, whatever, how do you not take that as something more than what it is? Because to me, you asking me all these subconscious questions. He won't me. You know what I'm saying? So how do you not take that for more than what it is?
Okay, so no, that's a good question. However, what I say is I'm collecting data. Like when I teach people how to date, I teach people how to collect data. Now, I didn't know I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I just knew what I wanted to know. Well, now I know what I was doing. I was collecting data. Dating is just collecting data. We think dating is, we're going out to eat. We feel good. We slapping that ass. Dating is about feeling good. It is not. Dating is about collecting data to determine if the other person is in alignment. If you are in alignment with my values, if you are in alignment that I hold dear. And when we started talking, I realized what you wanted out of life was in alignment with me.
Let me ask you this right here, and we're all off subject.
But that's what this is about.
What was the difference between, now you and I both know that there was a point, I didn't know it during our relationship. I found out later that you were seeing somebody else.
Okay.
Right. And so what was the difference? What made the difference between me and her to make you say, you know what?
This is good. So this is when we started going together. So she gonna say no. So look, I even told her. So what happened was I had gotten out of a relationship. You know that. When I was in college, I had gotten out of a long-term relationship with a girl that I thought I was in love with. And I would say, I would venture to say I was in love with her.
Yeah.
And I did not want, I met you. The reason I liked you because you were fun, but that relationship was a good, but at the end, it was not so good. It was not so good. So I didn't want to jump right back in a relationship. So I said I was going to date other people to find out. I mean, but I wasn't throwing it in anybody's face, but I didn't say, I said, you were my girlfriend. I didn't want to get committed. I'd be honest with everybody. But
I would say you and I never, that was a conversation we never had.
We did. And you know what? I tell people now they need to have that conversation. And what you did, it was really just God, because a lot of what you did for me or with me, I would tell people now in modern dating, don't do it. I would tell them you don't wait even 7 years. Even it's whether it ain't 12 or 7, I would say don't wait that long. All right. Number 2, I would say you got to have a conversation about are we exclusive or not. We never had that conversation. I tell everybody, yes, there's a point you have to have that conversation, because if I don't say we go together, we don't go together. If I tell anybody out there, if he hasn't said it or she hasn't said it, it is not so. I'm just being honest. Some people ain't gonna like it, what I just said, but it's true.
I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh no, baby, you good. You good. I know you're having a hot flash probably right now. I can see you beading up over there. That light on you beading up. Hey, look,
you make me sick. That's all right.
We're gonna turn on the fan in this joint. But what I would say is this. When I decided that I only wanted to be with you, I went to her. Most people don't. I didn't ghost her. I went to her and I said, you know what? My purpose, I believe that with my purpose and what I have to do, I believe that Karen is the one I should be dating. And she couldn't understand that. She was like, what's wrong with me? And it wasn't that anything was wrong with her.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that you were right for me.
Mm-hmm.
And you were in alignment with me. And a lot of people internalize that there's something wrong with them. Because the way you encouraged me, the way you empowered me, even when the business wasn't going good, when I was working 2 jobs, saving money to build for this business. And I was like, that is what I want. Because I saw my mom do that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want you to be my mama. I had a mama.
Yeah, you did.
But I had seen her do that. Because some people was like, oh, you is mama. I say, hell no. I was out here. I was self-sufficient.
Yes.
I worked and I built that. But when I said it and I didn't look back, I never looked back after I said that. But yeah, I just said it because I felt like at that point, and I often talk about this, I did not want to I felt like there was more value with you in my life than out of it.
Wow.
And I was right. I chose right.
I am grateful. I'm just grateful that that even, I just feel like it's just divine. We didn't see it. We didn't know what we were doing, what we would create or what we would build all those years ago. But I'm glad we stuck with it and that we're here.
I am too. But now you be yelling, yeah! That first night you try to act like I wasn't killing that thing, but I was. I know I went left. I want speaking of that.
These are the moments that I miss my dad the most.
Why?
Because I used to always say, don't say that. My dad's
watching. I told you I was your daddy now. When he was around,
yeah,
I'm your
he
daddy.
Heard you say that one time. He was like, yeah, I heard that.
I'm your daddy. I miss Mr. AJ, but look, I said that. So I want to do something on a lighter note.
Okay.
We started this with this thing called Pillow Talk.
Yes.
And you told me, and this is you being you again. You was like, hey, baby, let's do Pillow Talk. Let's film us in the bed. And just because we talk about everything. Because you say I'm the what if king.
You are the what if
I'm
king.
Like, what if you walked in on me and I was just killing something? You said, well, I'll kill you. But anyway, so we used to do Pillow Talk, what if? And so what I want to do is kind of show people like Pillow Talk. So I got a Pillow Talk question if a Pillow Talk for you. All right, here go one.
Okay.
Everybody listening. So if let's say you met a guy, all right, you met a guy, a great guy. He met all your emotional need. He met your financial need. He met your mental needs. He encouraged you. He met every need that you have. But he couldn't satisfy you sexually. Would you still marry him?
What was in The Color Purple? Hell no! Wasn't that that song in The Color Purple?
Go ahead. Do that again.
Oh, what's that, Reverend? Hell to the no. To the no. No. Well, and it is not about the size of the boat. It's about the motion in the oceans. I had to go. That was a lie.
The size of the boat is
that was a lie. I just lied. I was just trying to sound good. That was a lie. But that was a lie. But I'm gonna answer that real honest. We would be friends.
For real?
We would be really good friends. And I would hope that he would share his wealth with me. Because if you can't satisfy me, it's not all about sex. It is not all about sex, but it is about sex. And if you can't satisfy me like that, right there, like that, what I'm gonna do? I can't. It ain't that much rose in the.
I'm just saying. So you saying that if the dude met all your other needs, and that one need, you'll get to a
That's
point.
A great need.
You're gonna get to a point where that thing dry up and that thing don't work no more. It's still working even in your 50s, but I'm just saying. That thing still, go.
I heard a comedian say the hole lasts longer than the pole, so hush. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What did I say? I'm sorry. Did I say that?
All right. So this is the issue. I want to end on this right here. I know we've been going on a minute. I want to end on this right here. One of the issues that I face with the clients that I face is, men done did a whole lot of stabbing early on. And the dick.
When you say stabbing, like sex?
Smashing, stabbing.
Okay, yeah.
You were so naive. See, that's what I liked about you. You were so naive. when I had you outside your van, and when I was hitting that thing at the van, you were so naive. I like that. You didn't know nothing. You was like, I ain't never done nothing like
Kenny.
That. And then I was like, well, you gonna learn tonight. But anyway, one of the biggest issues, and I'm going to ask you this right here, and I thank goodness I'm over 50, and I work out, and my thing still works.
Yes.
But a lot of women, I coach women, and over 40, and a lot of guys, their dick ain't working like it used to be. It just ain't working because, they don't take care of it. They don't eat right. Because it's blood flow. They ain't eating right. They don't exercise. And they don't know how to have the conversation. They love the guy, but they don't know how to have the conversation about that. And for men, that's a sensitive issue because our manhood is tied to our virility. Our sexual nature. And so, how would you say that to me? I think God ain't there yet. I think God ain't there yet. If not,
how would I say that?
I go in that mug and be like, I go in the bathroom for it's time. Come on.
What would I say? I would say.
I want to see how you would tell me.
I would say.
Go ahead.
What that mouth do?
Oh, you know what? On that note. Okay.
Sorry. Cut.
What that mouth do? For real, Nat. How would you say it?
At this point in our lives, because we have a very great, very active sex life. But if something were to happen to you or to me and we could not do that, I would be okay. I would get me an apparatus.
Look at my damn face.
I would have a bunch of apparatuses.
Hell, we got an apparatus now. I'd be like, give me some help.
I would have a bunch of apparatuses.
Hey, look, like in wrestling, hell, I tag the apparatus in now. I'd be like, come and get me! Come and get me! Hey, listen, I ain't playing.
I would have
I'll take his ass in a minute. We go into battle together.
Listen, honey, I would have Rose and Pearl. What they call them thing? Listen.
You a freak.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Yes,
I love my husband.
I don't want nobody to think you're a freak.
No, I don't.
Hey, look, there's some dudes out there. Oh, big old pretty girl too. Look,
Y'all. I'm about to say y'all called me. I got caught up. Doggone it. You see how fast this doggone internet stuff just get you?
Listen, all I can say is I think they have to know how to communicate about sensitive issues. And I'm gonna say this. You know why I said that? Is because for 8 months I've been working on this communication tool. PCC. It's called the Pocket Communication Coach, y'all. There are some sensitive issues and things that you want to communicate to people. It might be somebody you had a relationship with. It may be someone who's romantically or you're dating. Maybe you want to know subconscious questions. You want to learn how to ask them, but you don't know which ones to ask. All you got to do is type it in my PCC. I want to ask them about this. And it will give you the questions. It will tell you how to talk about sensitive issues in a way that doesn't offend the other person, in a way that's not combative, it's not aggressive, and it gets your point across, y'all. I worked on this for close to a year. And I've developed it now. And I use AI, and I had a developer program the AI to speak like I would tell them how to communicate. And it's amazing. So what I want y'all to do is go to this program is sponsored by Pocket Communication Coach. So go to pocketcommunicationcoach.com. Try for free for 7 days. And you'll see what I'm talking about. You can say anything. Type it in like you talking to your girlfriend. Type it in like you talking to your partner. Hey man, Sharon, I needed it. And then it will spit out exactly what you should say. Okay? You know what? I've enjoyed this time with you.
Me too. I have to.
You're looking mighty pretty.
And I think you are way sexy tonight.
You do? Is it just tonight?
No, I think you're sexy a lot, but just like the way you just sit
like
there.
If I had like some of them toe-up drawers I used to have working out when you told me you need to get rid of these drawers, did you think I was sexy in there?
Yeah, because I could see your butt through them.
All right. That will be another episode of Candid Conversations
with the Grand Canion.
I'm Ken Canyon.
And I'm Karen Canion.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.